The top damaging questions your friends and family are inevitably going to ask when you're in a narcissistically abusive relationship. Your friends and family mean well. How could they possibly understand what you're going through unless they've been through it? With that said, their line of questioning, when your self-esteem is already crushed into the ground, can be extremely damaging to your psyche as you move forward. So I think that the most damaging question that people can ask you is, why are you staying? Why don't you just go? Almost everybody is going to ask you this at some point. Why don't you just leave? Why didn't you leave sooner? And it's like, do you have 3 days for me to answer that? I also find it damaging when the abuse victim's parents say something like, you weren't raised like this. You've never been in a relationship like this. You should know better. But manipulators are able to work around your logic using gaslighting to trick you into being with them, to trick you into putting up with things you never would have put up with. And they do this with a lot of guilt and shame. So for your family to be shaming you even further by being like, you should know better than this, you've never been in a relationship like this before, I raised you better than that, is doing you more hurt than good. Or what about when your friends and family ask you, well, what did you do to make them react like that? You never deserve abuse for any reason. I don't care what you said or did. And when you're with a narcissist, you could be the perfect partner and you will still be punished because they are programmed to lash out at you. So for somebody to ask a victim, what did you do to deserve that, is kind of like going up to a victim who was robbed at gunpoint and saying, well, why were you carrying a wallet on you in the first place? It's victim blaming, it's completely inappropriate, and it makes you feel really bad. So if you are starting to get these invasive questions from your friends and family who are doing their best to support you, you might have to put up a boundary and just tell them, listen, this is a complicated situation. I'm perhaps not explaining it right. I really just need somebody to listen so that I can hash this out. I'm not looking for advice right now. Is that something that you can do? You want them to know that you appreciate them trying to be supportive, but they don't know 100% of the information and everything that you've been going through. If you would like one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching from somebody who gets it, you can email me. My email's in my bio.